This is Barry Zalma speaking for Claim School Incorporated's blog, Zalma on Insurance. Today we're going to explain why the state of Louisiana eventually revoked the license of an insurance agent who was involved in defrauding his customers. And because he kept the premium rather than sending it to the insurer, many of his customers had their policies canceled for non-payment of premium, although they paid in full. Vincent Alexander, once his license was revoked, appealed the trial court judgment, which affirmed the March 23, 2021 decision of the Louisiana Division of Administrative Law that revoked his insurance agency license. He appealed, and the Louisiana Court of Appeal reviewed the appeal in Vincent Alexander v. Louisiana Department of Insurance, a decision of the Louisiana Court of Appeals dated February 24, 2023. Alexander was an insurance agent licensed by the state of Louisiana doing business as Vincent Alexander Insurance Agency. He was married to Tacey Ann Tolliver, who was also an insurance agent licensed at one time by the state of Louisiana and worked with him at the agency. Ms. Tolliver's insurance license expired on August 31, 2018. The Louisiana Department of Insurance received a complaint from Kendall Lewis, one of the agency's customers, that was filed against Progressive Insurance Company. In the complaint, Mr. Lewis stated he had paid premiums to the agency on a policy that went into effect on December 7, 2018, but the policy was canceled on January 22, 2019. Mr. Lewis provided premium receipts as proof of payment dated from January to May of 2019, which were signed by T. Alexander. Progressive informed Mr. Lewis that the policy was canceled due to non-payment, but he was not made aware of the cancellation until he was involved in a motor vehicle accident. LDI, the Louisiana Department of Insurance, directed Mr. Alexander to respond to Mr. Lewis's complaint and to explain why Mr. Lewis's policy was canceled despite his payment of premium. Mr. Alexander failed to respond. Representatives from Progressive met Ms. Tolliver at the agency, but Mr. Alexander was not present. Ms. Tolliver explained to the representatives that she began working there in 1997 and that she and Mr. Alexander were the only two employees of the agency. When the Progressive representatives asked Ms. Tolliver about her expired insurance license, she stated she was not aware that it had expired. Progressive, for obvious reasons, terminated Alexander's producer agreement with the agency, and the agency refunded to Mr. Lewis his premium payments and paid his reinstatement fees to the Office of Motor Vehicles for not having vehicle insurance. LDI then issued a notice of proposed regulatory action and wrongful conduct via certified mail to Mr. Alexander regarding Mr. Lewis's complaint and the failure to pay the fine. On the same date, LDI mailed its intent to suspend and revoke Mr. Alexander's license. After reviewing multiple complaints over a period of more than a year, similar to that of Mr. Lewis, from other customers of the agency, LDI eventually notified Mr. Alexander of violations pursuant to state statute which provide for the suspension or revocation of an insurance license for using fraudulent, coercive, or dishonest practices or misrepresentations, or demonstrating incompetence, untrustworthiness, or financial irresponsibility in the conduct of a business such as might endanger the public. The Louisiana Department of Administrative Law reviewed LDI's decision and on March 23, 2021, signed an order affirming the revocation of Mr. Alexander's insurance license. LDA found that Mr. Alexander was particularly irresponsible in allowing Ms. Tolliver to run the business after he had been made aware of Mr. Lewis's complaint, and which then led to other consumer complaints being filed against the agency. Alexander appealed, and after a full hearing, the district court signed a judgment on November 6, 2021, affirming LDA's decision to revoke his license. Mr. Alexander didn't give up and appealed to the Court of Appeal. The Louisiana revised statutes authorized LDI to take a number of actions, including revocation of license, upon anyone who holds an insurance license issued by LDI who commits any of a number of enumerated actions, which include demonstrating incompetence, untrustworthiness, or financial irresponsibility in conduct of such business as might endanger the public. The judgment of the 19th Judicial District Court, which affirmed the March 23, 2021 decision of the Louisiana Division of Administrative Law, thereby revoking the insurance license of Vincent Alexander, was affirmed by the Court of Appeal, and all costs of appeal were assessed to the appellant, Vincent Alexander. In my opinion, the LDI properly revoked Mr. Alexander's license. It took too long to do so, however, because while it was investigating, the agency defrauded multiple additional customers by taking premium and not forwarding the funds to the insurer, causing fully paid-for policies to be canceled for non-payment of premium. What Alexander and his wife did was criminal, and just revoking their license was insufficient, and the court should have referred them to the local prosecutor or the state attorney general. The state of Louisiana should do something about its administrative procedures. There's simply no reason why it took 3 years to revoke the license of 2 insurance agents, one of whom worked without a license after it expired, who were stealing from their customers. This video was adapted from my blog, Zalma on Insurance, which is available free to anyone who clicks on the URL zalma.com/blog. You can also subscribe to the blog and will receive reports daily of each blog postings, usually 5, sometimes more a week. And you can also subscribe to the videos of these blog postings on YouTube or rumble.com. And if you found these blog posting or these videos to be of interest and useful to you, please tell your colleagues so that they also can subscribe to the blog and to the videos. Thank you for your attention.